Hi, I'm Apurva and I lead content in Shine. Welcome to the final episode of our Welcome LGBTQ Plus at Work campaign. This episode is special, unlike any of the others, because today we have the privilege of hearing from Ashish Chopra, a full life cycle recruiter from Google, who will share his powerful journey as an LGBTQ plus professional in the workplace. Ashish isn't just any professional. He was the first runner-up of Mr. Gay India 2018, an amazing drag artist who boldly challenges societal norms and is also a successful entrepreneur. Ashi's journey is one of resilience, courage, and triumph over adversity. In this episode, we want to explore workplace inclusivity through Ashish's eyes. Welcome, Ashish.
Hi, thank you so much.
Let me first start by saying I'm really proud of you. And it's not what you've done.
Thank you. That means a lot. Yeah.
I wanted to ask, how has your experience been navigating your career as a member of LGBTQ plus community? And was it scary at first?
Navigating my career was very daunting, in fact. I remember attending a lot of job interviews with like vibrant green hair, and I have like 7 piercings on my face, and I got rejected left, right, and center. I was not hired anywhere at all. In fact, some of them would ask me as well that if after joining the organization, would you change? Would you color your hair black? Would you remove your piercings? And I would say no, because I very clearly told them this is me. That is, I don't want to change myself to join your organization. So I think that was the major reason why I was rejected. But the day I colored my hair black, the day I removed piercings for one of the interviews, I got the offer letter the next day. So I'm assuming it was that. So I had this notion in my head that okay, I will have to hide my true self at the corporate in the corporate world. I cannot be my complete self. I will have to hide my nail paint. I will have to hide my hair color. I'll have to remove my piercings as much as possible. So I already had this perception in my head that corporate world is going to be scary, where I will not be allowed to be myself. I will have to conform to a very traditional appearance. And yeah, that was just the beginning. This was when I was sitting for placements in my college. Luckily, the next few organizations that I worked with were extremely supportive. Right now, my manager asks me that, oh, what's the next hair color you're doing? It's Pride Month. Why don't you put a rainbow on your hair? Because I did that last year as well. So I just got very lucky, because also Google is a very accepting organization. This
Yeah.
is where I feel like I can bring my complete self to work without fearing ki, oh, what am I looking like? Do I look okay? I used to waste a lot of time initially in my first organization that, oh, I'm wearing a pink shirt to work. Should I not wear it? Does it look girly? I'm moving my hands too much at work. I was so bothered about these silly things that I was not focusing on my work. Now, because I am at a great organization, I don't have to worry about all that nonsense. I'm just doing a lot better at work.
You
So
mentioned how Google supported you. I've not heard of many organizations giving that space to someone to feel it's safe. I want to know if there's any sort of specific instance that you want to share wherein you felt, yourself and safe at Google.
it was from the beginning itself. When I started interviewing at Google, I think that's when I knew, okay, this organization is going to be very supportive, because I think I mentioned to the recruiter that I want to know if you have a Pride Employee Resource Group already. I want to know what all policies you have. And even when I was interviewing, they put me in touch with the Pride Employee Resource Group. Bhuvan was leading the Pride ERG back then. He very clearly told me, Ashish, we are super excited to have you. I've already seen some of your work and it'll be great. So I really hope you crack the interviews. They give me a list of all the policies. They're like, if you have a boyfriend, can be added as a partner. A lot of organizations in India specifically do not give that option.
Yeah.
And if I were to transition, a major chunk of that cost is included in my health insurance policy. Again, a policy that not a lot of organizations in India offer. So when he told me all of that, I was like, I need not worry. And he told me how active the employee resource group is as well. So I knew that I'm joining a safe family. At work, I'll have my team as well, but the Pride Employee Resource Group became another family for me. And a lot of us talk about everything now with Pride Month around as well. The amount of celebrations we are doing, the number of talks that we are doing, I just feel like I feel safe, I feel seen, I feel celebrated. And it's not one of those organizations which will just pop up in June and celebrate it and then disappear. We keep planning events all year round. That is what I love about the organization, that it's not just to show to the world that, oh, we are celebrating Pride Month.
Yeah.
It's all year round. It's the best policies. It's the best candidate experience for LGBTQ people. At least for me, it was definitely all of it was there.
Now that you've opened up about your journey and you're pretty vocal about LGBTQ plus, but is there any sort of advice you would want to give to younger Ashish who didn't know how to start?
I would suggest younger Ashish to just be himself. People will love you for the true self that you are. Don't try to fit in and conform to what the organization or what a particular person wants you to be. Just be bold, be yourself, because you have wasted 18 years of your life trying to be someone else, trying to hide yourself, trying to just fit into the society. Don't waste any more of your time. Even now, when someone asks me how old is Ashish, I do tell them that I think the real Ashish Chopra is only 10 years old. I have been living my true self only for the last 10 years. The first 19 years was just someone else. It was not me. It was not my complete self. I was wearing a mask, pretending to be this particular person who I was not. I wanted to fit in. Did not want to be bullied. I did not want to be made fun of, because of which I would not be super feminine. I would not put on nail paint. I would not color my hair. Now I think I finally have the freedom to do that. Luckily, also because I have a great support system around me,
Yeah.
be it my organization, my family, all of it. So just be yourself. Don't be scared. You will be working at the world's biggest, most awesome organization. So have that confidence in yourself, okay? Don't be underconfident, because I know 18, 19 years of bullying and making fun of and questioning yourself would have reduced your confidence significantly, but you will do a great job.
Well, you are doing a great job. You just mentioned, how you were rejected at the beginning when you started your career. So, what advice you would want to give to the companies to ensure that recruitment processes is free from any sort of bias?
That's a great question, because a lot of times, a lot of organizations have reached out to me as well that, oh, we want to hire LGBTQ people. Do you know a fresher? We are giving an internship? And I'm like, why not the chief marketing officer? Why not the CHRO? Why are you only looking at positions that are like beginner level? There are LGBTQ people out there who are doing some amazing work, are at very senior positions. So don't have this in your head that, okay, if we want to hire LGBTQ people, it only has to be at like a beginner level, at the lowest level in the organization. We have Sam Altman, we have Tim Cook, founders of some of the biggest companies in the world. So why do we still have this perception that people from the community will only fit into roles that are down below? We are extremely talented. We are doing great work in great organizations. So don't have any biases. Okay, let's do only these particular roles. Maybe let's give only creative roles to LGBTQ people. No, we are coders, we are marketers, we are finance people, we are everywhere. And especially if you're an organization that is big, which has even more than 100 people, you already have LGBTQ people in your organization.
Yeah,
It
true.
is for a fact that they're already there. They just don't feel comfortable enough to tell the organization yet. So it is your job to build a safe environment.
Things have started changing now, and organizations are also vocal about, having LGBTQ plus employees. So, how do you
Mhm.
see the future of workplace inclusion, particularly for LGBTQ plus employees?
I think the future is very bright. I think the future is as bright as the sun. Now, luckily, a lot of organizations are coming up. They're saying, oh, we actively want to hire. At least the conversation has started, because I think a few years back, there were no conversations around it as well.
Yeah.
Now, the conversations have started. A lot of organizations are championing it as well. So, I'm very happy to see companies actively saying, okay, we want LGBTQ talent and we need a diverse. They've understood. I think all organizations have understood that if there is no diversity in their team, they will fail, they will not grow, they will not build inclusive products.
Yeah.
So companies have fallen and learned their lesson, and now I think they're ready to embrace us. They know that okay, we need LGBTQ as well to understand the LGBTQ perspective. They don't know that okay, what does a queer person need in a tech product?
Yeah.
How can we make our product more inclusive? They need that perspective, and not just LGBTQ people, be people with disabilities as well. A lot of people don't build their product thinking about okay, what if a blind man is using this product? Will they feel comfortable? Is it accessible? And that is a major chunk of the market as well. It's not that you cannot ignore such a big chunk of market piece. So companies have realized that we need diversity across, not just in the entry level positions. They need representation everywhere, be it women, be it people with disabilities, be it various religions, all of it. An organization has to be. In fact, I just heard this beautiful saying where a senior woman went into a meeting and realized it was an all men meeting, and she clearly mentioned that if there are such meetings where it's only just one gender, walk out of that meeting.
Yeah.
Every meeting has to be inclusive. It's just not that one representation that you need.
So
You
true.
have to make sure there is representation across. So future definitely looks bright. There are opportunities coming up. People from the LGBT community are rising up the ladder as well. They are bringing about changes. They are making sure that okay, for my organization, what I'm going to do is I will let LGBTQ entrepreneurs set up stalls. I will buy my employee gifting solution, like employee gifts from LGBTQ businesses. I will make sure I hire someone. If someone is someone from my team, I'll give a preference to LGBTQ people. So it's just brighter. It just keeps getting brighter, is what I feel.
You mentioned really a very great point that, in a meeting when you see only one gender representation, so you just leave, you just walk out of that room. So, things have been changing, as I just mentioned. Even Bollywood has upped the game. You have
Hmm.
movies talking about LGBTQ plus, which is a great, point, and wherein, we have initiated a dialogue. And I was reading an article wherein, there was a point that mentioned that allyship is very important in an organization. So, what do you think about how important is allyship, and how can allies, best support LGBTQ plus colleagues?
I think allyship is the backbone of the queer community. We need allies. I would not have been here if it would not have been for the allies that I've had in my life. From my mother to my teammates to my colleagues to my previous managers to my current manager, they have been so supportive. I have been very lucky, I feel. And now I have this confidence that, oh, I have the acceptance of everyone who's important in my life, so I can be myself. I
Yeah.
am very privileged as well, I would say that. Not a lot of people have that. So I got extremely lucky when we talk about allyship. It is the support that every queer person needs. If you don't have that, it's very scary. You don't know the person in front of you will accept you or not. So I always keep telling everyone that you also have some LGBTQ people in your life. They have not felt comfortable enough to tell you yet. So you need to make sure you visibly show your allyship. Wear a rainbow t-shirt, put your pronouns everywhere, make sure you talk about Pride Month, you talk about all the Pride events that happen throughout the year, not just in June. Keep communicating, keep watching LGBTQ content, support
Yeah.
queer content creators. When someone in your family, your chacha, your nephew, your any relative sees that oh, my cousin is doing so much about the LGBTQ community, I will feel comfortable, I will feel safe when I tell them that oh, I'm also from the LGBTQ community. So it definitely is the job of the allies to make sure they keep showing allyship, because we need it. And once we see allyship, it gives us faith, it gives us confidence that oh, I can trust this person.
Yeah.
Also, when someone comes out to you, how you can be an ally is keep it to yourself. Don't tell the entire world about oh, this person just came out to me, is a part of the LGBTQ community. Don't break that trust. I
Yeah.
think that is really important. The person has trusted you with probably one of the biggest secrets of their life, which they haven't told a lot of people yet. So keep it to yourself, give them a hug. I'm sure they need it, because after I remember when I told my brother, I almost thought I had a heart attack because I was about to call an ambulance. My heart was racing. I had no idea what my brother would react like. So just give them a hug. that will make it so much lighter for them. That'll make it a lot easier. Yeah, just give them the confidence that nothing changes. You're still the same person for me. And once you accept them, they become the truer, the more vibrant self. You are helping them become themselves. So please help them out. The way my manager has helped me, oh my god, my manager keeps telling me, "Oh, Ashish, color your hair." No, that's why I got the final piercing on this year also. Like, why are you scared? Just go for it. We have very casual conversations. I love how my manager's created a very safe environment for me, that my manager doesn't care about what I look like, what, because my manager cares about my performance. That's all.
Yeah.
And I'm doing really well at work, hopefully. You can check with my manager also.
I think that's
And
all that
we
matters, you know. You know, your sexual orientation, gender identity should not matter when you're at a workplace. It's your work that speaks. Even if you're LGBTQ plus or a woman or any minority for that matter, it's your work that speaks. So, you know, one more thing I saw your TEDx and there's so much to soak in. You mentioned, people used to say derogatory terms, still do. And so, how important is promoting the use of inclusive language in the workplace? Because I've also heard, I was a journalist and an entertainment journalist before, getting into content marketing. So, there, everything is very out and open. But I feel corporate still needs to, a little bit, speeden up in terms of, using the inclusive language.
I can take you back to my childhood when I was growing up. Then itself, I was barely 10, 12 years old. It started off with everyone calling me Chakka, Hijda, and I'm like, why are they calling me names? I started thinking about it that, okay, I'm a man who likes men. And I very clearly told them that, oh my God, look at Hrithik Roshan. He's so hot. He's the most attractive man ever. And when all the men told me that, oh, why don't you look at Katrina Kaif or Priyanka Chopra? I was like, okay, maybe I am different. Probably that's why.
Yeah.
And just because I was slightly different, I was made fun of. I was bullied. They called me Chakka Hijra. All of that happened in school. I did some research and I was like, oh, I'm not a Chakka or a Hijra. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being that as well. But I just found out that I'm gay and people around me just don't even know the meaning. They don't
Yeah.
know the difference between what is a gay man and what the trans community stands for.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, it's probably my job to educate them. So I started talking about being queer. I started off much later though. I kept quiet for a long time in my life, tolerated all that bullying and all those horrible words which literally made me feel terrible about myself. I started questioning myself. I was like, okay, maybe I am wrong. Maybe there is something wrong with a man liking a man. Also, because we didn't see any of it in India,
Yeah.
at least. We had no role models to look up to. So all that bullying and all was horrible. Then when I joined college, luckily everyone was more accepting. There was not a lot of name calling. In workplaces also, I've been lucky, I would say. There was this one time though, in my first organization, where someone came up to me and said, how did you know you're transgender? And I was kind of surprised that, oh, I don't know I'm transgender. How do you know I'm transgender? And they're like, oh, you like men, no? So even at the workplace, people don't know the difference between gay and transgender. It is my fault that I assumed that at workplaces everyone will know the basic
Yeah.
difference between gay and transgender. But I was like, okay, we clearly need to educate everyone. So first, if you are talking to someone about their gender and sexuality, be very respectful. It should come from a place where you are actually wanting to educate yourself and not in a derogatory way, not in a making fun kind of way. When you go up to a person who is openly LGBTQ, tell them that, hey, I want to learn a little more about the LGBTQ community. Can you help me
Yeah.
understand the following things? When someone comes to me with that, I very clearly know, okay, this person has a very clear intention that they don't know and they want to learn. You cannot go up to a person and say, hey, oh, you're a girl with short hair. I wanted to ask about lesbianism. Can you tell me what lesbians are? And you cannot assume. So, and that has happened a lot. I know of a trans person very recently at her workplace. She recently transitioned, and someone asked her, oh, have you done your surgeries down there? What do you have now? And it's none of our concerns. Why are we talking about something which is not related to anything at all at the workplace,
Yeah.
made them feel uncomfortable, made a very negative environment. Maybe it would have been better if they would have gone with a positive intention that, hey,
Yeah.
I just heard that you went through a surgery. I hope everything is okay. Please let me know if you need any help. I also had some questions I want to understand. Can you help me know better? That would be a much better way of saying things.
So
So the words you choose have to be very specific, have to be very carefully chosen, not to offend anyone.
So true. I mean, it's very important to respect in order to get respect, and I feel LGBTQ plus employees are fighting for that respect, and I hope we'll win the battle someday.
I hope
Before I let you go, Ashish, I just want to ask you one last question. What message would you like to share with other LGBTQ plus professionals entering the workforce? It's very important that it comes from you.
want to say so much, but I want to keep it short also. I think the only message I would like to give to everyone is the world is horrible. I know we have all been through it,
Yeah.
unfortunate, but we are all trying to make it better. Let's try our best to do our best. Let's show the world what we are capable of. Let's show the world that we can create magic. Let's show the world that we all we are asking for is equal rights. We don't want extra rights. The LGBTQ community is not saying that we will pay less tax because we are queer. I mean, that would be great, but no, we want we majorly want equality. Not equality. I think we want equity.
Yeah.
I think in between that as well. So we want equity, especially for the trans community. I think they go through a lot more than what me or other lesbian, gay, bisexual people go through. So for the trans community, definitely, let's try and create a safer world. Let's try and be more friendly. Even for the queer community, let's. There's a lot of hatred within the community itself. So
Yeah.
let's we all ourselves have gone through so much. Let's not be terrible people. Let's try and be as nice, as simple as possible. I think I will wrap all of that up in one sentence. The only message I want to give to people is be nice. It is free of cost. It is, you have to do nothing. You have to just be nice. It is very easy to do. If you
Yeah.
don't have anything nice to say, don't say it.
So true.
Yeah,
You know,
that's a very simple message, very impactful. It can save lives because that way you stop bullying, you stop harassment of people by just keeping your mouth shut. If you don't have anything nice to say, just say nice things, be nice to people. That's all.
you have summed it up so beautifully. Just be nice. Ashish, I would say you've made us proud, by opening up, by sharing your, vulnerabilities, your rejections, and, putting it out on LinkedIn, Instagram. I've been following you now. And hats off to you. And thank you so much for doing this for us. I felt as a job portal, it was somewhere down the line our responsibility to create awareness about, workplace inclusivity for LGBTQ plus employees at the workplace. So thanks once again, and I hope your voice reaches out to many more people and it leads the way for a better future.
Thank you so much for having me. This was really sweet. I hope you continue doing this work as well.
Thank you so much, Ashish. Have a great day.
You too.